Hey, welcome back to the channel because it is a channel. And if you've been listening to any of my videos, and you'll know that I do videos about narcissists. I talk about my own personal experience with them, and I do lots of different, videos on lots of different things as well. I do little shopping videos from time to time. I'm not showing in the videos because my upload speeds are very slow. And when I talk about narcissists, it's usually about a half hour, 30 minutes, and it would take days for me to upload it. So I just do these little voice videos. So anyway, I'm going to get into the silent treatment in this one. The silent treatment I think it's in the top three major red flags that you're dealing with a narcissist is the silent treatment, okay? All narcissists, men and women, do the silent treatment. They all do it. The silent treatment is a passive-aggressive tactic that they use to ignore you. They basically flat out ignore you. They do it for lots of reasons, depending on your situation with your narcissist, okay? Whatever is going on with them. Lots of times they'll do it as a way to punish you because you didn't live up to something that they wanted you to either do, or you disappointed them because you didn't do something that they wanted. It's a way to punish you for either talking about something, bringing something up. Maybe you brought something up they didn't want to talk about. Maybe you didn't do something that they wanted you to do, and they will flat out ignore you. Like you could have been having a decent conversation one minute, and the next minute they're full on ignoring you. This is how fucked up these people are. Excuse my language. I do swear. I have to stop doing that. I know, not good that I swear, but I gotta think of other words to use. This is how dysfunctional these people are, okay? They will just flat out ignore you. And there's no rhyme or reason to it. Like a normal person, okay, would be like, I'll give an example of like a normal conversation with a normal person, right? Like if you ask a normal person a question, they're going to answer it, right? They might tell you, hey, look, I really don't want to talk about this, but yeah, they're going to admit their problem. They're going to admit whatever it is that they did, right? Narcissists cannot be accountable. They can't take responsibility. Okay, that's why they don't want to answer certain questions. Certain questions upset them. It makes them very agitated. They get very agitated when they have to answer certain types of questions, all right? They don't like that. So, and why don't they like it? Because they're obviously guilty of something, right? The problem with narcissists is that they have to be perfect. Narcissists have to be perfect. And it's okay for them to accuse you of stuff, right? Like they can accuse you of things they have no idea about, right? But when you ask them a question, it's a different story, right? They God forbid, right? So a narcissist always has to be perfect. And if you bring up something about them that's not perfect or something that they may have done, they don't want to answer, they're not going to answer it. And in a passive aggressive way, the silent treatment is a passive aggressive thing that they do where they're kind of getting back at you. Like this is a weapon for them. This is basically a weapon for a narcissist, okay? They'll give you the silent treatment sometimes for days, weeks, months, or years. Yes, even years. Depending on what your situation is with them, all right? Now, if you're married to them and live in the same house, it's going to be kind of hard not to talk. But if you've been estranged from them, if God forbid, I don't share any custody or anything like that with mine. I've heard of stories where if you have children with them, they won't talk to you. Like it's bad. Like it's bad. It's bad. Like luckily I've been able to dodge that kind of life, thankfully. But it's not good. Now with the narcissist, like the silent treatment is a weapon for them. All right, it is a weapon, and they use it as a weapon. Sometimes the narcissist will use the silent treatment to manipulate you to do something that they want you to do. So what they'll do is they won't talk to you Like, say they want you to do something, you don't do it. So what they'll do is they'll just stop talking to you for a little while. Sometimes it's a week, sometimes it's a few days. And then you think, well, I'll give in to them, then they'll start talking to me again. Okay. So this is what they do. This is really what they do. So if you're not talking to them, they're not talking to you, and you know they want you to do something, they're not talking to you because of it, they'll start to just ignore you. So then you'll give in to them. Another way that they'll do this is they'll say, well, hey, look, the last time I asked him a question like that, he gave me the silent treatment. So I better not talk about that because I don't want to go on to the silent treatment again. So they do it as a way to kind of teach you so you don't ask them certain things. You don't talk about certain things. It's also a way for them to kind of manipulate you not to ask them certain questions, not to bring up certain topics, not to bring up certain things because if you do, they're not going to talk to you. All right. So this is another way they use the silent treatment. The silent treatment is used in many different ways with a narcissist. All right. I am basically the queen of being given the silent treatment with my ex-narcissist. He's done this to me time and time again, over and over again. And they do it also because they think it bothers you. The narcissist uses this as punishment. Although I've been apart from mine for more than like 10 years, almost 10 years now. So it doesn't bother me. I don't care if he talks to me or not. But he thinks that it's getting to me. Like the narcissist feels like they're actually punishing you because they're withholding their attention. So they use it as punishment. That's what they do. That's what they do. I have dealt with it from my ex-narcissist almost literally for 10 years. And it's not for the entire 10 years because I don't care if he talks to me or not. I've been broken up with him for a very long time. There were a couple times in the last 10 years where, we were kind of in touch only because he wanted to be in touch with me, not because I wanted to be in touch with him. He was in touch with me a couple times, and then as soon as I disappointed him because I didn't do what he wanted, silent treatment goes right back. Right back. Like it's there. Like they turn it on right away. Okay. Like as soon as you say something, ask them a question they don't want to answer, or you disappoint them in some way, you don't live up to a certain thing that they wanted you to do, that's it. They're gone. They will turn on that silent treatment like nobody's business, and they will continue to do the silent treatment until they're ready to talk to you again. And that could be, I'm telling you, years. Now, it could be days. It depends on the relationship with them. It depends on that specific narcissist as well. All narcissists are different. Like they're all going to they all do the same thing, but they're a little bit different. Like the time frame is obviously going to be different. I mean, people are different, but, that's the silent treatment. That is the silent treatment. It's nuts. Now, a lot of these gurus and psychologists say that the silent treatment is an abusive behavior. All right, it's abusive. It's emotional abuse, and it's definitely abuse. And it's if you talk to any psychologist or read any books about it, it is emotional abuse because it's an abusive thing. Like you're trying to talk to someone and all of a sudden they're just not talking to you. Okay. And it is abuse. It's terrible. It's an awful thing to do to someone. Narcissists don't care. And I've said this before. They don't care what they do to you. They really don't. Like they're very dangerous people. And I've said this before, like they're dangerous because of their lack of care and mindfulness towards other people. Like they're scary. All right. They're scary people. A lot of times, like I said, like they'll do it kind of in a way to say, well, okay, they'll do the silent treatment to get you to do something. All right. So you might not want to do that, but it's like, well, if I do this, I know they're going to start talking to me again. So maybe I'll do this. They do it like that to kind of manipulate you and, make you bend in a way where you might not want to bend, but Like I said, it's bad. The silent treatment is a very, very bad thing that narcissists do. Men and women do this. And instead of just talking to you and resolving the problem, getting to the bottom of the problem, whatever that problem might be, as to why they're giving the silent treatment in the first place, they would rather give the silent treatment. They would rather punish you. Okay, that's what they want to do. And it's sick. These are sick people, all right? No matter how you look at it, no matter, it's not normal. Normal people don't do this. Normal people are able to sit down and talk about whatever the problem is and resolve it together, get to the bottom of what's going on, and go on with life. Like, they don't need to do games and passive aggressive behavior and things like that. Like, normal people don't do that. Toxic people do. Toxic people will do this. And they do it without batting an eye. Like I said before, like the narcissists that I've known, they don't have a problem with the way they act. They don't feel any guilt for it either. They don't care. They don't care. But, that's mainly what they do, okay? Now, they do it because another reason why they do it is they think that it bothers you. I said this before. They do. They think that it bothers you. They think that they're getting back at you because you asked them a question they didn't want to answer. You put them on the spot about something they didn't want to really talk about that, all right? Even if they're innocent. Now, this is the thing that's crazy about these people, okay? They might be innocent. They may not have nothing to do with the question that you asked. But still, they don't want to, they're mad that you asked that question. Now, they might be guilty of it. You don't even know. Like, they could be guilty of it. But that's what they do. And that's kind of like a way for you to know, well, then they're probably guilty of it, right? Because, like, a normal person probably wouldn't get mad because you asked them a simple question, right? So they're pretty much giving themselves away, all right, by the silent treatment as well. If you really think about it, okay? Why would they get mad and angry and give you the silent treatment if they're, if the question that you asked wasn't, if they were actually, like, innocent, right? Like, so the narcissist doesn't want to take accountability. They don't want to live up to anything. They don't want to talk about anything that they might have done that's going to give them away or make them look, whatever, like whoever it is they don't want to look. Like I said, the narcissist has to always look perfect to you. The image that they want to pretty much exude is perfection, all right? So when you're asking them about something that they might have done, and they don't feel like they're perfect anymore because they did something maybe they shouldn't have done or whatever, they can't handle that. They can't handle not being perfect. So that's why the silent treatment is given too. People aren't meant to be perfect. People aren't perfect. Okay. Here on earth, people make mistakes, and they're supposed to make mistakes. You're supposed to learn from the mistakes. But with a narcissist, they always have to be perfect, and they have to look perfect. They have to exude the image of perfection, and if they don't, their ego gets weakened by that, and they don't like feeling like that. That makes them very anxious, and they don't like feeling like they have any flaws, all right? If you ask them a question that might make them feel that way, even though it's stupid and ridiculously dumb, they're going to take offense to that. They're going to be offended that you asked them a question. I'm telling you, this is how they are, all right? And they also give the silent treatment because you kind of have to walk on eggshells, because it's like, well, I better not ask that. This is what happened to me when I was with mine towards the end. I would just sort of not talk about the relationship, even though it was dying, because I felt like if I brought it up, he would give me the silent treatment. So just keep the peace. I would just, go over there and just be happy and smile and, keep the peace and, basically be cooperative in what he wanted to do and just not bring up the relationship problems, because I know if I did, he would start ignoring me. He would give me the silent treatment. And he still did. He still would give me the silent treatment from time to time. And I didn't even know what the hell I even did wrong, but he would just do this to me at different times. Really, really weird. At the time, I thought it was just him being moody. I thought he was just, a grumpy person and, kind of like a moody guy, and that's what I used to say. He's just moody. And No, it was more than just moody. I mean, he had, serious, narcissistic traits. Now that I know that, I can put it together, but at the time I just thought, well, he's a little moody, and no, that's not just being a little moody. Mm-mm. So yes, that is the whole thing with a narcissist, okay? Now, my advice to people who are dealing with any kind of silent treatment that's put on them is to give them the silent treatment back. I chose this time, in the most recent past, my narcissist chose to put the silent treatment, to do it again after I explained to him that, I didn't want, there was no need to give me the silent treatment again. There was no need for it. I was trying to be his friend. And he chose to give the silent treatment again and to totally ignore me. Even after I've requested, to talk about it, whatever the problem was, he didn't want to do that. So I just said, okay, give them the silent treatment back. But this time, really mean it. And while you're giving them the silent treatment, okay, it's permanent. Now, for me, it's permanent. It's not the next, request to talk, whether that's in 5 years, 2 years, 1 year, 6 months, 10 years, whatever. I'm not writing back this time. I'm not communicating back. So that's my resolve to this, okay? Because I will not go down that road again. I forgave him twice. Well, 3 times. I would say twice. Two times that were huge, right? Where I was forgiven with the silent treatment that he gave me, and I won't do it again. I won't do it again. That was too. He did it once to me for 4 years, and then he did it to me for 5 years. That's it. I'm done. I'm done with the silent treatment. I will not go down that road with him again. So for me, he's got the silent treatment for me permanently. I will permanently ignore him. And if he tries to ever contact me again, he's going to get the silent treatment permanently. And I'm going to do exactly what he does to me. And that's how you have to deal with the silent treatment and someone who's ignoring you. You do it right back to them. All right? That's what you have to do. Because there is no rhyme or reason for the way that they treat people, and there is no cause for it. There's no cause. There wasn't a cause for him to ever give me the silent treatment. I'm a sweet girl. I'm a nice person. Yet, when it comes to him, it's just time and time again, the tactics, the whatever, power plays, control, games. When I say games, I mean games and neon lights, okay? Big, bold neon lights, mind games, and you have to stop with that. Like, when you're in your 20s, yeah, you play mind games, you're dating, and it's all about the chase and the challenge. But when you're in your 50s, you don't want to deal with that anymore. I know for myself, I don't want to deal with baby fucking, excuse me, games. I do not. And it's a turn off when you're in your 50s and you're still playing these control tactic games. It's stupid. It's dumb. It doesn't get you nowhere. So I don't do that anymore. It's time to give the narcissist the silent treatment back permanently. All right. If that entails changing your number, yes, changing your phone number, changing your email, whatever, changing whatever you have to change so they don't contact you, or just flat out don't answer them. When I dealt with mine the last time, I thought about it. I said, should I write him back? Should I not? You know what? I let it go for a while. When he reached out to me, I waited. I didn't immediately write him back. I thought about it. I'm like, should I? Should I not? Like, I didn't know what to do. I thought about it for a while. Part of me was like, no, don't get involved with him anymore. He's bad news. He's got nothing good to bring to life except for, bullshit. And that's the truth. But I ultimately I did write him back because I was trying to be myself and be my good-natured person. And a lot of that was because I thought we were getting older. And that's a big part of it, was because we are getting older. Everybody's getting older. I feel like, why hold this grudge against each other? It's stupid and dumb. But you can't treat narcissists like normal people either. You can't reason with these types of people. You have to treat them as such. These are toxic, poisonous people, all right? These are toxic creatures. These are not like human beings. So they have to be dealt with accordingly. And, for myself, I chose to permanently give him the silent treatment. So if he ever does contact me again, he's going to get crickets. He's not going to get shit from me again. It's over. And I've explained that to him the last time I contacted him. So it's over. So that's my advice to everybody, all right? When the narcissist gives you the silent treatment, you do the same thing back to them. Do not give them a second chance, a third chance. Maybe it'll be different this time. It's never going to be different with these people, okay? I'm here to tell you that it's never going to be different with them. It's going to be the same type of thing over and over. There's no progression. There's no personal growth with these people. It's just the way it is. They're never going to sit down and talk to you. They're never going to come clean about anything. They're going to deny everything. They can accuse you of stuff and insult you, but you can't do it back to them. God forbid. All right? God forbid you do that back to them and you ask them a question and you assume something. So you have to know that it's just not good. All right? If you're dealing with a narcissist, do yourself a favor and cut it off. All right, no contact, cut it off, whatever you need to do, because it's never going to change. All right. So that's my silent treatment video. I've done an updated one. I did probably 4 or 5 videos here on silent treatment, and I do them every once in a while just to kind of keep it updated, because it is a crazy thing, and they don't care. They don't care. These are very, very sick people, and they don't care how they hurt you. You could be the most kindest, nicest person to them. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So that's it for this guy. That's it for this one, guys.